Hi everybody. This video I am going to explain the subject Internet Programming Unit 3, the server side programming. In this unit we are going to discuss about the next chapter, so chapter number 2, that is the session handling. The second chapter for session handling. So in this session handling, so what's the main objective of the session handling? So actually the session handling is based on the time interval. Okay, it's the data communication between client and server. So to facilitate secure interaction between a user and some service or application, and applies to a sequence of requests and response associated with that particular user. They simply say that the time interval between the data communication between time interval between the client and the server. This is the main objective of this topic. Okay. So first, what is meant by session handling? Already I told session simply means a particular interval of time. The session tracking is a way to maintain the state, the data for a user. So it is also known as session management in servlet. So servlet in session data server, the web server. So otherwise it is also called as session management. Okay. This HTTP is a stateless protocol. That means for each request is considered as a new request, so that the states are maintained using various session tracking techniques. For example, suppose you are accessing a particular web page, so through this web browser, the client. So first time you will open this particular website. After that, after some time, again it will open the particular website for accessing the data. That time interval between the first time access and second time access. So first time access we have to access getting some data from server, and second time access we are getting the some amount of data from the server. So based on the user requirements and based on the server speed. Okay, so this session tracking techniques. So in that you have to, so 4 session tracking techniques used in session tracking. First one, quickies, hidden form field, the URL rewriting, and the HTTP session interface. These are all 4 techniques used to find the session tracking concept. Okay. So first we are going to discuss about quickies. The quickies normally is a small piece of information that this is between the multiple client requests. For each request is considered as a new request, even if 2 requests are received by the same user. Okay, same user accessing particular website in a different time, but it's considered as a new request. Okay, a quickie is added with response from the servlet which is served as an identifier to the user. Just you are accessing one data from server means in first time access, the servlet is added with one quickies message which including this data. Why means that is identification onto the user. Okay, so this is done when the first request is made. So quickies is stored in the cache of the browser. So automatically this cache, the quickies is stored in the browser history. Okay. So same user accessing for second time for the particular website, the server is know, oh, this is already previous user. It is not a new user. It's automatically identified based on the cookies message. Okay. So see the diagrammatic representation for the cookies concept. For this request number one, the client is the request to the server. Next number two, the server give the response plus quickies. Server give the response plus quickies. Next number three, so request plus quickies. Again the same client is accessing particular server. The request will send is along with the quickies. Then the server is identified. This is a previous user. Easily identify the user. Okay. So see the difference between session and quickies. So some of the difference in session. The sessions are server side file that contains user information. Quickies are client side file that contain user information. Server session is having server side information and quickies is having client side information. The amount of data to be stored and the session and quickies. Each sends user to close the browser. Cookies and depend upon the lifetime you set up it. Okay. Next, second, hidden form field of this application. Hidden form field. So hidden means that is invisible. So that is invisible text field is used for maintaining the state of end user. In such case, the information is stored in the hidden field. In the hidden field, and for that is exposed field. Hidden field and exposed field. So this appearance is better if we have to submit form in all the pages and we don't want to depend on the browser. We see the following syntax of this file. Input type equal to hidden within double quotation, name equal to field name. Hidden and field name. That is the two field, hidden and field name. That is hidden name and field value. Field name equal to value. This is a general format for this hidden form. For example, for input type equal to done, name equal to session. The name equal to name is assigned for session. Then value equal to within bracket 1, 2, 3, 4. So the value is the default value. Okay. By using this value, the form is submitted. The specified name and the value are automatically included. The function name gets or posts the data. So what is the advantage of this hidden form field? So it will always work whether quickies is disabled or not. Just check whether the quickies is working or not. By using this hidden form field only, we just check whether the quickies is working or not. So disadvantage. So it is maintained at the server side. So extra form submission is required on each page. These are some of the two disadvantages for this hidden form field. Okay. So next, second, that is URL rewriting. The URL rewriting, the appending the name of the user in the query string and getting the value from the query string in another page is called as the URL string. The name of the user in the query string and getting the value from the query string is another page. So this is called as a URL rewriting. So the parameter value. So the parameter name, value pair are passing using the following format. So this is a general format. It is separated by using the question mark. So URL question mark name 1 equal to value 1 and name 2 equal to value 2. The URL value. This question mark is separated by say each name and values. Okay. So and separate by using the equal sign and parameter name pair is separated by the another parameter using the ambition symbol. Okay. So with the URL rewriting, every local URL the user might click on this dynamically, which modifies or every time to include the extra information. Okay. The extra information can be in the form of extra path information. It's added parameters as some custom field. That is the server specific URL is changed. So this URL rewriting, so due to the limited space available in rewriting a URL, the extra information is usually limited to a unique session ID. Okay. So when the user click the hyperlink, the parameter name and the value name, this pair will be passed to the server. Okay. By using the function, that is a get parameter method, to obtain the parameter value. So some of the example that is URL. The first one is the original URL. Next, the second, extra path information is added with 1, 2, 3. That is this additional extra path information. Next, the added parameter value. HTTP, if you have to add the first C, this is the original. Where extra path information some path extra information is added. Next, additional added parameter C, the question mark. This additional parameter is added session ID. Okay. Then custom change. The custom change. So next, the HTTP section interface. This HTTP section interface is create a session ID for each user. So at the same time, they are accessing particular web page and different users. So how we identify the server for a particular client, so based on the session ID. Okay. So container use this ID for identify the particular user. So main so object of an HTTP session can be used to perform two tasks: bind the object and view and manipulate information about a session, such as the section identifier creation time and last access time. Okay. For this HTTP servlet request interface provides two methods. So to get the object of the HTTP section created by the container, first, number 1, public HTTP session get section, and number 2, public HTTP session get section is Boolean create value. So first method is return the current session associated with the request, or if the request does not have a session, create one. Second one, return the current HTTP session associated with this request. If there is no current section and create a true, return a new session. Okay. Let's see that diagram to representation by creating session. First, see number 1. See 1.1. Say require. Next 1.2. Create a unique session ID. For based on it's a different have to access the same user to the number of different number of users access the same web-based website. That time to easily to identify the client. Next, angle 1 2.2 says require and 2.2 create a unique section is based on the session management. Who is accessing this container is accessing create the session ID. Okay. What are the methods of HTTP session interfaces? We have seen some of the methods of use this session tracking. So public objects get attribute, integrations, long get trace time, thing get ID, get list lost access time, etc. So these are some frequent methods because we use to this active session management. Okay. Next, we'll see the one example program for session tracking using the Java program. Okay. This is the first introduction, that is header file. To start with the program Java, public class session tracking extend HTTP server. Okay. For sequence of the program, we have to use a number of the functions and concepts. We have to use this program to include some of the ID, tables, values, and all the things, and to finally get the first output. Welcome to my website. That is session information. For session information like that, the value, so ID, this is ID, this is the creation time, and the time of last access, and user ID, number of time visit. So this is the first output. Next, after some time, I will take the second output. So welcome back to my website, session information, the information value, same ID, creation time, and time of last access time, user ID, and the number of visits, 1. So like that it will go through first 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is an output for this particular program tracking, session tracking. So easily to identify the particular user access time and all the things. Okay. So this is the output. This is a sample example program, this particular session tracking. Okay, thank you. Thank you for watching this video. I will explain the next topic in the next video. Okay, thank you for watching. Thank you.